shoot right. I'll be good. That was a whole pool. Didn't notice that. God bless them. I would say.
But
Yeah. I mean, look at this. Boots on the ground. Humvees rolling through the Capitol. This isn't optics. This is law and order in motion.
Lieutenant would like all photographers in the gravel. So that way we are all safe.
Now, I'm sure that the left will scream militarization, but where was that outrage when residents in D.C. were burying their kids because of criminals was running the streets? 97% of gun homicide victims in the city were black too, and yet Pelosi's party is calling this overreaction. Tell me, who's really out of touch with the people they claim to protect? And why media tries to paint this as some sort of dystopian overreach. Watch how people actually on the ground respond. Now, this right here, man, that's pride. That's gratitude. That's someone saying, finally, our leaders are doing something. No hashtags, no performative marches. Just a salute to the men and women making D.C. safe again. Ask yourself, why would Pelosi and Hillary be against this? Maybe because it makes Trump look strong? Or because it exposes the fact that they had the power, they just didn't do a damn thing with it. So let's get into the heart of it, y'all. The moment that set Pelosi and Hillary off. And the question that they can't seem to answer.
And as always, we'll start with our new media seat, who is our podcast host today, Benny Johnson. Benny, why don't you kick us off, and thanks for being here.
Thank you, Caroline. As a D.C. resident of 15 years, I lived on Capitol Hill. I witnessed so many muggings and so much theft. I lost track. I was carjacked. I have murders on my Ring camera and mass shootings. I witnessed a woman on my block get held up at gunpoint for $20, and my house was set ablaze in an arson with my infant child inside. And so to any reporter that says and lies that D.C. is a safe place to live and work, let me just say this. Thank you. Thank you for making the city safe, because no parent should have to go through what my family went through, having the fire department rip open their door to save their infant child. And so thank you for your work on securing this city. My question to you is this. Nancy Pelosi has attacked the president for deploying the National Guard to the city, saying that it is to cover for his incompetence. Hillary Clinton has also attacked the president for securing the city of Washington, D.C. I'd like to get your response to Nancy Pelosi and Hillary.
Sure. Well, first of all, Benny, I'm so sorry that happened to you and your family. There have been, unfortunately, far too many victims of crime in this city, and I know the majority of residents in the District of Columbia agree with you. In fact, a new poll from the Washington Post I was reading this morning, this was released in May of 2024, so it's quite funny how many of you in the media agreed with what the president was saying yesterday, but now once the president says it, many of you are disagreeing with him. But this poll released by the Washington Post found that 65% of district residents think crime is an extremely serious or a very serious problem, and this was up from 56% last year. So the concern that you share with so many other residents in the District of Columbia is real, and that's why this president is taking action to address it. To get to the heart of your question, I think it's despicable that Democrats cannot agree that we need more law and order in a city that has been ravaged by violence, crime, murders, property theft. This should be a winning issue for all Americans. I don't understand. It's just anything President Trump does, the Democrats want to disagree with. I think the president would love to work with Democrats on this issue to bring law and order to America's cities, but unfortunately they have failed, and that's why he's taken this historic action to federalize the National Guard. And as you're seeing from last night's numbers, we already have seen success. We are removing violent offenders, we are arresting criminals, and we are removing drugs and firearms off of the streets of the city to make it safer for all of its residents.
Now, Benny lays out what D.C. residents, live through. Muggings, carjackings, arson with his infant inside. And Pelosi's takeaway is to bash Trump for sending the guard. Now, Caroline Leavitt just pulled the hypocrisy into the daylight. Crime is up, residents are scared, and the Democrats' only move is to pretend it's not happening. Imagine being so committed to hating Trump that you'd rather watch a city rot than admit he's right. And when you think Pelosi's comments are bad, here comes fire from Jeanine Pirro.
So I would love for you to respond to the likes of Hillary Clinton and the likes of Nancy Pelosi, who's saying, oh, D.C.'s safe, it's perfect, it's pristine. I would never want to live there. We live in our vineyards high up in the hills of Napa, but it's perfect. It's just like downtown San Francisco. There's just no crime. It's a wonderful place, and that you're all overreacting by bringing in the National Guard.
You know what? Shame on Hillary. Shame on Nancy. I mean, I'm not at all surprised. They're almost not worth responding to. You tell Eric Tarpinian, his parents, who lost him a couple of weeks ago, shot in the chest, caught in the middle of gunfire on the street. You tell that mother and father and sister that the place is safe. You tell the kid who was just beaten up to a pulp, a broken nose, severe concussion, oh, D.C. is safe. You tell the 25 teens who were shot and killed in D.C. in 2024, all victims of color, that it's safe in D.C. You go back and tell Hillary and tell Nancy that they don't know what the hell they're talking about. If they want to make crime political, tell them to stay in their own area. Don't come into D.C. because we're not politicizing it. We're fighting it the way it should be fought. And all their namby-pamby political ideological nonsense doesn't fight crime.
Every time she speaks, man, it's fierce. Shame on Hillary, shame on Nancy. She says, Pirro's right. Go tell the parents who buried their kids after a drive-by that, D.C. is safe. Go tell the 25 black teens murdered in 2024 that bringing the National Guard is too much. This isn't politics. It's life or death, it seems. And the fact that Pelosi and Hillary can't see past their own political games is exactly why D.C. needed Trump to step in. And here's where the media tries to, pull their slickest move yet, using old footage to manipulate the narrative.
The sight of military-type vehicles set up for night patrols in D.C.'s residential neighborhoods gives the appearance the district is serious about its latest assault on crime. Members of the D.C. Air and National Guard are now helping police and neighbors patrol some of the district's more drug and crime-infested streets. The goal here is to interrupt drug sales that have plagued this neighborhood. Drug sales that have in the past led to violence and murder.
We're assisting the Metropolitan Police Department in neighborhood watch, crime prevention in the D.C. metropolitan area.
Sight of military-type vehicles.
Caught red-handed, rolling 1994 footage and passing it off as today. I mean, you can look at it and just tell. The same people screaming unprecedented. Know damn well the guard has been here before. You know what's the difference now, though? The president actually has the spine to admit D.C. has a problem instead of burying it under, let's say, PR talking points. This is their pattern every single time. Democrats let crime spiral, call it safe when numbers and body counts say otherwise. They want you to be delusional. That's all they on par with Brandon. The moment someone actually steps in, gets results, they scream, overreach. You can't run a city like, D.C. on feelings and photo ops. It probably takes action, okay? And right now, Trump's the only one willing to take it. Same thing. We don't buy the spin, okay? We deal with the receipt. So make sure y'all follow me on X and on Rumble over there. You know what I'm saying? Big shout out to, the Team Think family holding the line. I want to know y'all take, is the guard saving D.C. or is the left just terrified it proves them wrong? Go to the comment section, y'all. Let's talk about it. Other than that, y'all, please be safe. Go check on somebody today. Could be saving their life. Peace.